This week's Torah portion speaks about, amongst other things, the holidays. It gives you the list. Passover, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Shavuot, Sukkot, it's all there. And if you go through the list, you'll find something interesting, because one of these things is not like the other. Every holiday, as you would expect, has a date. That's how we know when to observe it, right? We need to know when Passover is, it says in the book. And we need to know when Rosh Hashanah is, and it says that too, and Yom Kippur and Sukkot. That's how you know when to observe it. But there's one of them with no date, literally. When you get to the holiday of Shavuot, the next one coming up, the holiday that commemorates Mount Sinai and the giving of the Torah, all it says is that it's 7 full weeks, 49 days after the day after the first day of Passover. I mean, Macharas HaShabbos. The day after, the second day of Passover, from that day, count. When you hit 49 more, you got it. Well, I don't understand something. Why doesn't Torah say when you get Rosh Hashanah, just count 10 days? Yom Kippur. I don't know. Get to Yom Kippur, count a few days, you get to, like, what? Why doesn't it just calculate it for us and tell us on this day, which we'll figure out that it's 49 days from the second day? Why does it tell you to count as opposed to giving you an actual date? So I want to share with you a brief insight. In understanding, I believe, what one of the reasons why we count for. One of the great mistakes that we make when it comes to Torah, remember, Shavuos is the holiday that commemorates the giving of the Torah. It is the highlight, because the Torah is why we're even here now, why we're here, where we're talking. If it wasn't for Torah, we wouldn't know what to say to each other. We wouldn't know how we're all connected. We wouldn't have the holidays. We wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't have survived in this world but for the Torah that God gave us then. It's what bounded our nation together throughout the generations. It's what gives us the direction to know what to do next. That Torah, we think, is the property of the elite. There's some people that are great at it. There's some people that know it. There's some people that live it. And by the way, they are the masters of it, of course. And there's no question that they are the greatest, and they've dedicated their lives to it. But you would think that it then doesn't belong to me. I know where I stand. I know that I'm not. I can look and take a test and not get the scores of someone next to me. But if you notice something interesting, to get to any holiday, you can just show up. You know how to get there. But to get to the Torah holiday, you got to go through a count. Why? Because a count is a journey. The count requires a little bit of time every single day. You know, in this count of the Omer, it doesn't matter what day you're on, but if you missed one, you can't make a blessing. All you got to do to stay in the count is make sure to count every single day. Because the journey of every single day, a little bit every single day, is how you get Torah. You don't got to be a genius. You don't have to be gifted. It doesn't matter what background you come from. It doesn't matter that you were turned on or turned off. None of that matters. What matters is that you're willing to go on a journey. What matters is that you're willing to delve a little bit every single day. The pathway to connecting to the depths of Torah is consistency. It's not photographic memory. It's not incredible analysis. It's not mastery of a language. It's, am I willing to be consistent? Because the Torah is a relationship. And a relationship requires consistency. So I believe the Torah comes and says, listen, when it comes to the other holidays, show up. Show up. This one you can't show up for. This one you got to build yourself up for. This one is the property of all, and all you got to do to get here, all you got to do to be here, is be willing to go on that journey. And if you count every day, you'll get to 50. You'll get there. Just every day, one. Just keep it up. Just one count, 10, 20, 25, 30. Just keep it up. If every day you can do a little something, then whether you think you are or you're not, you will be worthy of standing at the top of Mount Sinai. Wherever we are, we should never forget that every one of us has a piece of that Torah. No matter where you're from, you have a piece that is unique to you for that Torah. And all you need to get it is a desire and the willingness to be consistent. Do a little bit every day. 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. And before you know it, you're on the top of the mountain. And so God says, to get to this holiday, don't worry about where it is in the calendar. The journey. The one day. The count. You keep on counting. And you'll see that when you get there, I'll meet you at the top.